Yo, how's it going, boys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're gonna be talking about no other than the one and only Bloodseeker. So, I don't know, guys. Today feeling kind of low energy. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's pretty late in the night, and I'm doing this guide for the boys. It's like 1 a.m. So, anyways, if you guys didn't know, Bloodseeker got buffed like what 5 patches in a row now. I'm pretty sure this hero is absolutely broken. He is essentially a hero that's a mid hero, could be a carry hero, could be an offlaner. And the reason for that is because, you know, he does a lot of damage. He carries and scales pretty well into the late game, like decently well. Probably not better than like anti-mage and, you know, etc, etc. But he does do fairly well against most heroes. And on top of that, he has a very extremely strong laning stage. Now, you know what that makes any hero anything? It makes them absolutely fucking broken in the meta because they can lane against anyone. They can carry, they can scale. That's all you need to win solo MMR. So anyways, we're gonna look into some of his games. By the way, yeah, we're just gonna dive right in, boys. So, why is Bloodseeker good in the lane, guys? He has very good base stats. He has very good everything. So, let me just show you guys his base stats right now. 300 movement speed. That's okay. Like that's, you might say, okay, 300 is not a lot, but he got thirst. All right, that's basically like 400. He has 5.7 armor, which is very good. He has decent attack damage. He has a decent attack time, and he has a pretty good, you know, what's it called? Attribute gain compared to many other heroes. A lot of other heroes don't have this, by the way. Decent HP with regen, whatnot. So, yeah, this is Bloodseeker. His laning stage is very stable, as you basically just get infinite HP every time you last it. All you have to do is just, as soon as creep dies, like this is literally a hack, okay? You heal for so much. You heal for 60 HP per creep. It used to be that you get ones on denies as well, but like that was way too broken, so they realized what that was. I never bought tangos on Bloodseeker, by the way. So yeah, you just get this, and it's very strong. So the basic scaling in Bloodseeker in well, patch 7.29, it used to be that you scale Blood Rage because they give you a lifesteal. But now you actually skip this because there's no way to actually sustain the amount of, you know, damage, self-damage, 2% self-damage on you, like by just like virtue of being in the early game. So you have to skill Thirst and Blood Ray. Now, Blood Ray is okay because this thing helps you secure runes, right? It's 120 pure damage, which means it's actually probably one of the highest damage in the game at level 1. If you think about it, even Bane's Brain Sap is not as much damage as this. And because it's pure damage, the 25% magic res does not get rid of it. So yeah, this is only 75. But it does take 2.9 seconds to complete. You can use this to secure runes, and the runes right here, you know, they will either tank the damage or whatnot. You can also use it to, you know, get range creeps. So because it's a lot of damage, heroes can't really deny range creeps. Like, you will get it no matter what. And I would say either that or you're scaling Thirst. So basically you're maxing these two abilities out first, but mainly because Thirst basically skills on everything. And the very good part about Bloodseeker is that a lot of the times in the early game, supports and, you know, heroes like Huskar or Morphling, which is very meta right now, they tend to sit on low HP, which means that it's basically free real estate for Bloodseeker, as you just run around with like the fastest hero in the game. Like, you can kite anyone out, etc, etc. Starting items, you're actually, let me talk about the scaling. So essentially what you're gonna do is that you're gonna max these two abilities first. So this is what you're gonna do. So you're gonna max Blood Rage and Blood Right. These two are your farming abilities, and Blood Rite helps you clear creeps, by the way. It does take quite a bit of mana, so they gave Bloodseeker more intel and stuff like that. But if you're not gonna go Yules or bottle, by the way, go bottle if you're mid Bloodseeker. Just a public service announcement. I mean, this item is absolutely the shit this patch. If you're mid hero, go bottle. If you're off lane, go bottle. If you're safe lane, maybe don't go bottle. But yeah, you need mana sustain. Clarities are okay. Raindrops are fine. What else is there? Yeah, raindrops, clarities, you know, the normal shit. It's all fine in the hood. What else is there? There's also Yules you can get, and maybe, just maybe, Falcon Blade. It's so expensive. It's like 1k gold. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. It's pretty shit. It's decent HP though. It's decent HP and damage what Bloodseeker needs, so it's not bad. Get your ult every time it's possible, unless if you cannot kill the enemy heroes. Normally with Bloodseeker, because how they changed this is 10% damage on impact, and that's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's straight up 10% damage on the get-go, and then they just die. So he's gonna just walk to his death real quick. So yeah, and as you can see, Bloodseeker is gonna get faster. And the only time I don't get this is, like, let's say if they have like a mid Tinker, which actually counters Bloodseeker quite hard, or if you don't have any supports with stuns, like you have Undying and Venom support, and the mid lane is like a Tinker that's just gonna TP out every time you rupture. Maybe just don't go ult and just get like max your blood right so you can farm faster, right? This is your farming ability. This is your farming ability. After you have at least 3 points in this, maybe now you can consider getting Blood Rage. When Blood Rage yourself, you attack super fast, and but you do need sustain because you will constantly drain HP, so you need a lot of creeps and you need to be killing a lot of creeps. You can always use these on like Zeus or any heroes that do a lot of spell damage, like Enigma, so they can like kill heroes out faster. However, you gotta be careful so they don't die. For the talents, I would say Blood Rage, you already have a lot of attack speed. This is kind of unnecessary. It is quite a lot at level 10, but I would say go for the armor. Just because, you know, he has pretty good agi gang, but with the 7 armor, you're basically unkillable from physical damage. I'm not gonna lie. You only get bursted by magic. Over here, don't take lifesteal shit. You basically have free lifesteal. All you need is more blood right damage, because this thing is pure damage, my friend. You can kill creep waves in one go, and that's really good. Also, you also get blood right cooldown. So essentially, if you ever got high ground, if you need to defend high ground, you can use this to push out the wave infinitely, and it's very, very strong. As you can see, siege cards instant kill. Now this one's a bit hard. Sometimes I go for HC, sometimes for cast range. Really depends who you're playing against. If you're against like Pangolier, Slark, any hero that you're trying to pick Bloodseeker just to rupture them, you go cast range 100% of the time. However, the 400 HP, you know, it's kind of late to get 400 HP at level 20. But Bloodseeker does have a problem where if he just gets stunned, I'm talking about chain stun. If you just get chain stun and then he just like randomly fucking gets bursted, it could happen. You know, it could definitely happen. He doesn't have the best HP in the world. So in order to negate that, you can just pick the 400 HP and then you're fine. Level 25, if you're winning really hard, pick the movement speed. If not, just get the blood right cooldown, because the thing about the blood right cooldown is that this spell is like your farming ability. It has an 8-second cooldown. Once this is done, it's like a 5-second cooldown. And yeah, essentially push out waves. You can nuke delay the game like a lot, right? Because this kills creep waves in two little circles, and plus you can spell amp them too. As for the items, the beginning items, you know, if you're mid, go bottle. If not, you could go like a Wraith Band. Or stick is pretty necessary because you need 8 mana. What else is there? Right, so stick is nice. You could get a stick. You know, sometimes you can make it into one. You don't have to. For the boots, treads if they have a lot of magic burst, right? Because you need that HP. Actually, it's pretty important. You need that HP so you don't get bursted in the early game. Because the thing about Bloodseeker is that a lot of times when you go in, you don't get bursted, and then you just randomly heal back to full HP. Because a lot of creeps are dying, a lot of heroes are dying. So it's kind of like a hero that you can turn very easily, right? Like a Huskar. If you don't get bursted, you're fine. If not, if they have physical damage or if you need to chase, phase boost is just right. I actually like going phase boost more because it just makes you even faster than you already are. And Falcon Blade is kind of meh. Maelstrom is good. You know, Maelstrom is absolutely fine. I feel that if you make it into a Milnir though, it's kind of too expensive. So maybe I just stick it to the Maelstrom and build something else. Now you could go Eul's for anything like a Juggernaut or anyone like that. You can go Eul Scepter. If not, you could also just go straight up BKB. Right? If they have a lot of magic burst, you can just go straight BKB and it's fine. Early BKB for Bloodseeker is very common as he has high armor. So the only thing he really needs is to not get bursted by magic. The other thing is that Blade Mail. Now people might be like, why are you making Blade Mail? Very simple answer. If you're running in and you rupture someone, the only two options they have is either to TP out like a bitch or stand their ground and fight you. Now, if they try to fight you while standing their ground, any hero like a PA or Ursa normally could. But if you have Blade Mail, they can't. Because all of a sudden, they have to deal with your damage, rupture, and the damage they do. So, it's basically a guaranteed kill. Now, that's about it. If they don't even fight you, they're just TPing out, just get a Eul so you can just Eul them in the air, and it's fine. Now, I think this is a meme now. You don't really go Veil, and like the spell damage shit is kind of a meme. I'm not gonna lie. That's like for offlane Bloodseeker. That shit's already gone. You play carry Bloodseeker because that's what we're here for. Now, if you're snowballing pretty nice, you don't want to go BKB. Let's say they don't have a lot of burst, right? They have a lot of like abilities like Savage Roar, etc., 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 like Doom. You go or say Taunt. You can go SNY. This is very nice. Status res, more movement speed, more HP regen. This is honestly everything Bloodseeker ever needs in one item. And it's a pretty affordable too. It just makes you so much stronger than you already are. Late game, you could go Butterfly if you need you know, evasion, or they have a lot of right click, or if you're trying to hit buildings, guys. If no one on your team hits buildings, Butterfly hits building like a motherfucker. This item solo allows you to take their whole base in 2 seconds. People don't understand that. Another great one is AC, although AC is kind of shit on Bloodseeker. Unless they have like Elder Titan or something, don't go AC. Halberd is okay if they have like Ursa, but I just get Eul's. MKB for evasion, obviously. And Abyssal Blade's almost always like a good late game item for Bloodseeker. Nowadays it's either Abyssal Blade or a Scotty. Like that's the only two options. So essentially, like when you have chasing issues, you wanna go Abyssal Blade because you wanna stop them from TPing out and you wanna lock them down. Because Bloodseeker doesn't have the best like lockdown besides Rupture, and they can TP out of that. So I don't think Scotty really helps with that shit. You know, you're trying to make them run more so you can, you know, rupture damage and whatnot. So I don't think Scotty is the best, but it could be okay if you're trying to stop them from healing. Ethereal Blade is a fucking meme. I mean, unless if you're dying to shit, don't go. Heart of Tarask is like against techies. Scythe is actually really good, you know. If Abyssal Blade is not an option because it got nerfed to fucking shit tier. By the way, Abyssal Blade is worse. It has less cast range than before they made it a blink ability, by the way. This is like 0 cast range now. It actually has 0 cast range. You have to be right on top of them to use it. It's super bad. And it doesn't even blink on them anymore. So I'd say Scythe is like the new shit. Easy game. Satanic, you know, manning up to people. Lincoln's if you need it. Pretty standard shit. Lastly but not least, guys, this is kind of important. So there's 2 builds of Bloodseeker, right? There is the build I just said, and then there's the build that I like to do, that everyone reports me for. This is called a Radiance Bloodseeker build. by the way. It's kind of like a magic Bloodseeker, but not really. So this is the build. You could go phase boots, or you could just go boots to travel. Now, this is the build. So normally you would go brown boots. You could do this in low MMR, no problem, because people don't push that fast. So you go brown boots, and then you go blade mail, because this shit helps you farm, right? You could pick up like a stick on the way. And then this shit allows you to basically solo kill people, and it gives you like the early game sustain and pack the punch for like the early fights and whatnot. So you're not completely useless. And obviously you're gonna have your bottle because you're playing mid Bloodseeker most likely, or carry. And then you go for a straight up Radiance, boys. Why? Now, Radiance because every time you have a 30% spell amp. Radiance is probably one of the best items on Bloodseeker. Like, Bloodseeker is probably one of the best Radiance carriers. Up next to like Spectre, Wraith King, and Alchemist. Up there. Why do I say this? He is better than... The only reason why Alch might be better than Bloodseeker is because he gets it faster. I'll say that Bloodseeker is a better Radiance carrier. Like, better than anyone else besides Alchemist in the game. And why is this? Because... you get spell amp by 30%, so you're doing a lot more burn damage per second than anyone else's, right? You're doing a lot more burn damage. 78 is a lot. And meantime, if there's heroes around you that are burning, you can't summon more than 5 heroes per game. What the fuck is this? Every time when you're burning them, you are gaining thirst as they are dying. So let's just keep that in mind, guys. You're gaining thirst. You actively make yourself faster by being within their proximity. So you're fast as fuck. By the way, this hero has no speed limit. Oh man, they made it so you can't go fast as fuck anymore. That's sad. Valve, why did you do that? They did it so they don't crash the game. That's stupid, man. They should change that back. Fuck this shit. Stupid. Yeah, and then after that, if you can, go Manta, because Manta works with everything. By the way, works with your Radiance. You can push a lane, push out 2 lanes with your Manta because you got Radiance. You can even buff up your illusions if you want to. And you can also dispel stuff too with Manta. And after that, you could go for something like a booster travel because you're farming like an Alch basically. You're playing late game Bloodseeker. Now, if you can't, you know, if you don't have gold, do not just fucking go for this build because you will lose the game. Just go for something as simple as a BKB. And all of a sudden now, Jesus Christ. Okay, can the game chill please for a second? Okay, so just get a BKB so you don't die. Essentially, you got armor, you got everything. You're gonna take the armor talent, you're gonna be fine. Just get a BKB and you won't die. You can fight early, and once you win a fight or two, you can finish the build. Now, I'll say the last item on Bloodseeker is probably over here in this build. Because you have BKB and whatnot, you could either go Butterfly, you could go Scotty, or you could go, if you have HP problems, you can just go Heart. It's fine. Abyssal Blade is a must. Abyssal Blade is almost a must with any game. You can also go Scythe of Ice. Essentially, the other 2 items doesn't really matter. It's pretty flexible, but the other items are pretty standard. Now, just to wrap it up, boys, you know, I'm not even gonna... Okay, fine. I'll go through the Bloodseeker counter and shit in a second here. The last item I want to say is that... Last thing I want to say is that the shard is absolutely fucking broken because you're basically hitting for 2% HP every second, and that is fucking insane. On top of your base damage, by the way. That is nuts, dude. It literally means no matter how tanky they are, you're basically a life stealer. Why do I say that? Because look at this shit, guys. Feast, 1.2%. Blood Rage, no cooldown, 2%. On top of your base attack damage. Is that not fucking insane? And the more you hit them, the faster you get. This shit is like for, you know, 2 ruptures, obviously, if for people who needs them, like a Slark, or if they got 2 heroes like a Slark and Pango. That's like a dream Bloodseeker game. You should not lose that game, in any case. That's it, boys. Just gonna quickly talk about the counters. Obviously, heroes that wants to have mobility, like anti-mage, etc. Even PL, so like they can't see which one's the real one. You know, Pangolier, stuff like that is very good against Bloodseeker. Very good against. You know, or heroes that you don't want to let you see them, or they always want to sit on low HP, like Huskar, for example. Now, the heroes that counters Monkey King, I mean Slark, are the heroes like mobility heroes that don't give a shit about Rupture, Storm Spirit, Faceless Void, etc. Does not care if you rupture them because they don't lose HP while fast traveling. And the other heroes are heroes with burst, like Zeus, Lina, heroes that can burst you really quickly, Invoker, and can kite you around if you don't get BKB. Another one is heroes that can man up to you, like Ursa, Troll Warlord, maybe Monkey King. Or heroes that don't give a fuck about Rupture, like Wraith King. You rupture him, he respawns. Lifestealer, he just infests the creep. Or heroes that are super tanky, like Centaur, Bristol, DK. They're constantly at like 4 HP, and if you rupture them, they're just gonna sit there and not give a fuck, or they're just gonna walk around and blade mail until you die. Or alchemists, for that matter. Yeah, those heroes are very bad. Or, you know, Abaddon, Oracle, shit like that. A lot of healing heroes are very bad too. Like Daz was actually not even that bad because he makes them sit at super low HP for a long time. You know, Darkseer with Greaves. You know, any hero that gives a lot of healing. Omni Knight. Bloodseeker hates those heroes. But yeah, that's essentially it. This guide took me like 20 minutes to make, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and appreciate the guide. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the Twitch, check out the Patreon, check out the Discord, boys. Check out the anything and everything. Have a very, very, very nice day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.